Good morning. Hayom Yom, Yud Beis Elul. So among the Maamarim which the Chabad Rebbe said, some Maamarim were said as standalone Maamarim, self-contained Maamarim, which were meant to be learned on their own, and some Maamarim were said as part of a series or a Hemshech. And these Hemshechim could go for a few days or a few weeks or a few months, and sometimes even for a couple of years. In today's Hayom Yom, the Rebbe discusses the longest Chassidus Hemshech in all of Chabad Chassidus, and probably the most famous Hemshech in all of Chabad Chassidus, known as Hemshech Ayin Beis. And it's called Ayin Beis, which is just short for Tafresh Ayin Beis, which is in Hebrew how you say 1912, because it began in the year 1912. And maybe it's connected to the fact that today's Hayom Yom is Yud Beis, the 12th of the month. But in any event, so he chose to discuss the Hemshech Ayin Beis, and the Rebbe said once that by the Rebbe Rashab, the fifth Chabad Rebbe, the one who actually said this Hemshech, so by him, this Hemshech was particularly valued and prized. And he really kacht and put an emphasis on this Hemshech. And this Hemshech is even greater than all other Chabad Chassidus Hemshechim, even greater than the Hemshech known as Samach Vav, which is also another Hemshech which the Rebbe Rashab said, and is probably the most learned and another one of the most famous Hemshechim in Chabad Chassidus. But Ayin Beis is even greater. And the Rebbe says that Ayin Beis began in the year 1912 on the first day of Shavuos in the town of Lubavitch, and the opening words were B'shah She'ekdimu. And the Rebbe Rashab continued the series for a couple of years, and it concluded in the year 1916 in the city of Rostov on Shabbos Parshas Vayera, and it concluded on the words, the opening words were Havaya Amar Hamachasani Mavram. And the entire series, the entire Hemshech, consisted of 144 Maamarim. It's 144 Maamarim long. Now, there's the written manuscript, which the Rebbe Rashab wrote, and then there's the part which he delivered orally and he shared publicly. And these 104 Maamarim is just the part which he delivered publicly, which he delivered orally. But in the written manuscript, there's a whole other second half, which was never delivered orally, which was never delivered publicly. And another interesting thing about it is the Rebbe Rashab didn't break it up into Maamarim. It's just one long, endless text. Now, the interesting thing is that Ayin Beis, even though it was shared then, it was never published for a long, long time, and only in the 1970s, in the Lameds, the Rebbe had them publish it, and when they published it, the Rebbe also had them publish the second half of the manuscript that was never ever shared publicly. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.